You almost never know when or where a disaster will strike, but sometimes you do. Timely cameras capture the drama and devastation of a tragedy. Let's take a look at 7 terrifying events caught on video. Pyroclastic flow from Mount Unsen. This complex is home to several partially overlapping active volcanoes in Nagasaki, Japan. And in June 1991, the eruption of one of the peaks produced a pyroclastic cloud that killed 43 people, including 3 volcanologists who were in the area collecting information about the site, other scientists, and several journalists. Pyroclastic flows are fluid bodies of hot gas, ash, and rock. These colossal clouds travel at more than 93 miles per hour. The one at Mount Unsen, in particular, extended 2.5 miles from the crater and destroyed more than 2,000 homes. No one, not even in their worst nightmares, wants to run into something like that. Plane crash in Taiwan. On February 4, 2015, a combination of factors, including engine failure and crew error, caused a plane to crash, killing 43 of the 58 people on board. Trans-Asia Flight 235 was a scheduled flight between Taipei Airport and Kinmen Airport. There was confusion in the cockpit as the 2 pilots tried to regain control of the plane after one of the engines failed. One of the commanders reduced power to the working engine, but apparently did not realize the error until it was too late. The plane was already at low speed and altitude, and an amateur video shows the moment it collided with an overpass before falling into the river. Tacoma Narrows Bridge. Suspension bridges are very interesting structures that became popular in the 19th century. They are suspended by cables and can even swing during the crossing, at least the smaller ones. Today, the most famous suspension bridge is probably the Golden Gate Bridge in California in the United States. But in 1940, one of the most famous bridges of the time came to a tragic end, located in Washington, also in the United States. The Tacoma Narrows was completely destroyed after being affected by the force of the wind. The bridge began to sway around 10 a.m. and in just 1 hour it completely collapsed. Unfortunately, there was one casualty, a small dog that was in an abandoned vehicle on the bridge. Chelyabinsk Meteor. Imagine driving peacefully when a scene like this takes over the sky. This is what happened in Russia in February 2013. The event was caused by a celestial body that entered the planet's atmosphere. Most of the incoming debris is relatively small and ends up disintegrating along the way. This was not the case with Chelyabinsk. It was 55 feet in diameter and weighed 10,000 tons, much larger than the rocks that fall on the planet every day. And the impact with the atmosphere was unable to destroy it. The meteor exploded only when it was between 18 and 30 miles in altitude and traveling at 67,000 miles per hour. The shock wave generated by the explosion caused damage within a 50-mile radius, mainly destroying glass and windows, and injuring nearly 1,500 people. Tsunami in Japan. It was March 11, 2011, and Japan experienced one of the most tragic moments in its history. The strongest earthquake ever recorded in the country caused a tsunami with waves up to 49 feet high. From the tops of buildings, many Japanese watched helplessly as the first waves crashed over protective walls as if they didn't exist. Walls of water poured into coastal cities, sweeping away and destroying boats, cars, and houses that from afar looked like toys in the face of the water's power. More than 15,000 people died and the devastation produced an impressive 25 million tons of debris. Hindenburg Disaster. On May 6, 1937, the iconic airship Hindenburg exploded in midair as it attempted to dock at its mooring mast in New Jersey, United States, after an intercontinental voyage. Of the 100 passengers on board, 35 died and others were seriously injured. The airship was filled with hydrogen gas and electrostatic energy and caught fire within seconds of the failed landing attempt. The Hindenburg, then operated by the Nazi government, was 804 feet long, flew at 84 miles per hour, and had a range of 8,700 miles. Tsar Bomb. The Tsar is the most powerful weapon ever detonated in history, developed by the Soviet Union. This 58 megaton bomb was equivalent to 58 million tons of TNT. It was detonated on October 30, 1961 on Nova Zembla, an island in the Arctic Ocean, creating a fireball that could be seen 621 miles away. The heat generated could cause third-degree burns to a person 62 miles away. The impact of the bomb was felt in several countries, and there are reports of broken windows in Finland as a result. The mushroom cloud produced rose to an altitude of over 37 miles. Which of these disasters caught your attention the most? Let us know in the comments and see you in the next video.